Hey, how's everyone doing?
Hi, Nikhil.
Hi, Nikhil.
Hi, Vikram.
How is your health?
Mhm. Just waiting for 1 more minute and we will start. Begin. Okay. Before we start, I just want to make sure that all of us are on the same page. So, the automation we have done till now. Okay, I hope you guys are able to see me clearly. There is a power cut, and yeah, so that's why it's dark in my room. All right. So, anyways, coming back to the things. So, how many, like, let me come back to the point. Okay. So, the automation that we have done till now, we have done it on the front end side. What do I mean by front end? We perform each step manually, clicking on the field, filling it with some data, like everything on the front end, right? Clicking, typing something, then logging in, then finding a product. Everything was done on the front end side. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you agree with me on this. All right. So most of you agree, right?
Yes.
All right, great. So guys, isn't it very time consuming? Let's say we have 10 test cases and all the 10 test cases require logging in. So won't it be inconvenient to log in for all the 10 test cases?
Yes.
Everyone, won't it be
Yes.
inconvenient? Right?
Yes.
So it would be inconvenient for, most of the people around here, right? So, okay, we'll come to the point. How if we do few things from the backend side and do just our main, see, logging in is not our test case. Our test case is something else, right? Our test case is to find the product or, to check if the products are visible or not. Logging in has no association with it. Do you guys agree? Logging in has nothing related to it. Logging in is a separate test case, but logging in is a part of every other test case. Am I right?
Yes.
So how about if we perform the login on the backend side? See, performing the login on the backend side will reduce our time. Now, let's say you are logged in from backend side. You are logged in from backend side. Let's say there were 10 test cases and all of the 10 test cases require logging in, right? And for each test case, it's consuming around 20 seconds, right? It's consuming around 20 seconds to logging in. So 20 into 10, that's around 200 seconds, almost 3.5 minutes. So how about if we can reduce these 3.5 minutes? Because automation is all about moving fast, right? Automation is all about moving fast. Do you guys agree?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So when I say backend, how backend is controlled? What control backend? Okay, let me change the question. What brings the data from backend to front end? And what takes,
API.
right, APIs? And what takes the data from front end? What takes the request from front end and brings the response from backend? That API. So how about we do the login with the help of API? How about we do the login with the help of API and just perform our main test case? So in today's class, we will be seeing that. All right. All right, let me see if we have something else. Okay, we already talked about this slow way and the fast way. Fast way is hybrid automation, API plus UI, okay? And the slow way is the UI only. All right, you can give it a read and why these are crucial. Okay, you can give it a reading. You will understand this. All right. So let's come to the manual steps. What we have to do. So this is the website. Let me log out first. Okay. So we will send a post request. Okay. Usually the login request are post request. Okay. So this is the API with and this will consume email and password. Okay. Email and password. That would be the payload of this post request. Guys, if you are attending this lecture, I am assuming that you guys have API knowledge. All right. Okay, and we will grab the session token. Okay, when you hit a login API, a token is generated. Okay, and until unless that token is alive, then you are logged in. Once this token is killed, or once this token is not in your local storage, that means you are logged out. This is how login and logout works. Okay. So then we will grab the token from API response. That's very understood. When we will hit a post request, this will generate us some response. And from that response, we will get the API token. Okay. And then we will inject this token in our browser. And where we will inject this? We will inject this in our local storage. We will do with the help of JavaScript. All right. And then we will verify that we are logged in or not. All right, and we didn't perform any manual steps of login. All right, is this clear, guys? Are the manual steps clear? Don't worry, we will jump into the
Yes.
coding part.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so one more thing, I will keep API and front-end part separate. We call it separation of concerns. Okay, this is a good practice in the coding. Okay, it is a good practice in coding that we keep separation of concerns. API part will be separate and the front-end part will be separate, and they will be in two different files. All right, all right, guys. So coming to the code. Okay, I have created two folders. One is this utils folder, and this folder is already present test folder. Okay, so I will first go through this utils folder. All right. So this is basically we have created a class, and this class has a constructor, and this constructor takes API context as the input. We will come to the API context. What is API context? But do you guys remember new context, page dot new context, right? When we create a new incognito browser, when we did the those things, right?
Right. For new tab.
Yeah. So similarly for new API request, we use API context. All right. So is this class clear? Class and the constructor clear?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. All right. Great. So since Playwright is not Playwright, JavaScript is asynchronous, we will create a asynchronous function get token. What will this function do for us? This will get the token for us. And what will be the input? The input will be login payload. I hope you guys know what is payload and APIs. The data we send in the API request, in the post request, that is called payload. In this case, our email and password will be payload. All right. Is this clear,
Yes.
guys? Login payload is
Yes.
clear.
Yes.
So this
Yes.
is
Yes.
how, all right, great. This is how we will send a request. Okay, this is how we will create a request. Okay, const login response await. This dot API context means the current API context, okay, coming from the constructor, all right, and the URL of the API request, all right. So this is the URL of the API request, all right, and this post method takes two parameter. One is the URL of the request, okay, this is the URL of the request, and then it takes this. properties of the request, like what is the payload, what is the data. Data is the login payload is the data, and it can contain other requests as well. You can read it from the official documentation. It can take any other key value pairs as well. What are the properties of APIs that can be taken in this method? All right. So this is how we call a API. Okay. Await. Why await? Because this is a async function, right? So await this dot API context, the request type. If you want to use get request, then the method would be get, and if you want to use put request, usually we will be using post method. Okay. All right. So post method takes two parameters. One is the URL of the API, and the another one is the
Body.
data. All right. And this data is inside a object. All right. You see, this is inside object parenthesis, curly braces. All right. So maybe there are other things as well. I can show you. See, arguments, many token, API context, abort signal, many other methods are there. All right. So, and headers, I hope you guys know what are headers. So I'm not using headers here because it is not required in this, but it can take headers as well. All right. And then I will just validate, I will just validate that this login response was successful. If this was not successful, it should throw an error in the very start that login API failed, and it will print with the status. How do we get status? See, login response, this is the login response we have initialized here. So login response dot status. This will generate a response. All right, I will show you. All right, wait. I will show you with the help of Postman. All right. I hope I am logged in. Hmm, Let me check in my work account if I'm logged in. Hmm, yes, I guess this would work. All right. Let's just go with the new request. All right. This is a post request. Okay. This is the URL. And yes, this has some body as well. Let me take the body from here only. Right. Let's try to send it. Okay. I guess I'm specifically not throwing the data correctly. I'll have to check it.
Token is
Sure.
needed.
No, 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 not like that. Let me show you. I just want to see that how things are being pulled in. You see, there was a API called login that was called. I just want to see the payload of that API. Here it is. All right. Okay. Let's copy this. We are sending that correctly, I guess. Body is raw only. Let's see if we have any another things to do. Mhm. Payload is
I think we
just
have to send application slash JSON. Header.
Header.
should be application slash JSON already is present. We are specifically doing something wrong, I guess. Form data, is it a form data? Let's try if it is form data. Mm, Error here. Something else here.
We have to pass the user email in string, uh, starting with.
Yeah, maybe. You are right. I guess we have to pass this as string. Yeah, right. Now it would technically work. Okay, you guys saw this is generating a token for us. All right, and it has generated a status code as well. Okay, so technically, what is happening? Okay, where were we? All right, here. See, this specific code is hitting the API. Okay, we will discuss from where this login payload is coming, but this specific code is hitting the API. We are giving this login payload in input to this method, right? Am I right? Whatever data I will give it in the input, whatever data I am going to give input as get in the get token method, that will be used here. All right? Is this clear? Say yes or no, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
So technically, this is going to give us the response, and if the response is not okay, we use OK method to verify if the login response is OK only. So what is this exclamation mark means? It means not. If login dot response is not OK, okay, then throw a new error. Okay, throw a new error. All right. and tell us what is the status. If not okay, then tell us what is the status. All right, you can typically ignore this as well, but this is a good practice to use it here. All right, now parsing the JSON. This is important. We have got the login response JSON. Okay, we will store it inside a variable called login response.json. And from where we will get it, we have login response. From where we have login response, we have this from these two lines we have hit the API. So these we have saved the response in this variable. Okay, we will save the response in this variable. But now I want JSON format of this response. So I will call JSON method. Okay, when you will call the JSON method, it will convert your response into JSON response. Okay, so you will save your JSON response in this variable. All right. All right. Then we need someone is speaking.
No, just saying yes.
Okay, all right. So now, since now we have this in JSON, I told you we can move inside JSON using dot method, right? Using dot. Now I already have login response dot login response JSON in this variable. So I want token from this response. I want token from this response. That means I specifically wants to go inside this object. Okay. So if I want to go inside this object, I will just say login response JSON dot token, right? I want the token value and I will store it in the variable called token. Okay. And then I will print token retrieved successfully. Okay. And this class will return token because we only need token from this class. All right. So this is our async get token method. All right. This is our async get token method, complete async get token method. Guys, tell me if you guys have any doubt in async get token method. If no, then we will move forward.
From where we have passed the payload.
I will come to that. We haven't yet passed the payload. We have right now said that whatever will be passed inside this will be considered as the login payload. Okay. We haven't yet passed it. I will come to that. Right
Okay.
now, we have just created the backend data. We have just created the backend function. Okay. This is how our backend will be controlled. Our backend will be controlled through this async get token method. Now, since I told I want to use this file in my other files as well, so I will export this file. Okay, I will export this file. So this file functionality is valid in, and I can call the functions of this file from any another file as well. Okay, so we call it module.exports and we write the name of the files here. Okay, technically we write the name of the class here. Okay, so we will write the name of class here. Okay, got it? Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay,
Nikhil, do we need to mention in the same class?
yes, it is a good practice that we mention the same name of the class. All right. So I hope that this complete class code is clear to you. Is API utils.js class is clear to you? See, guys, we
Yes.
are not performing any test case here. We are not performing any test case here. So extension for this file will be .js only, not specs.js. In the class, in the test file where we perform the actual test cases, the extension is spec.js. But here we are not performing any test case. Okay, we have just written a functionality. We have just written a functionality. So the extension would be only JS. It would be a normal JavaScript file. All right. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
All right. So coming to the front end code now. Now I already told you from where test expects come. So we will use a request object as well. So that also comes from the same place. All right. Test expect you have already seen. Request is new for you. So request also comes from the same place. Okay. Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
All right. So since we will be using API utils class in this, okay, we will call this class here. This is how we call this class. We write the name of the class, whatever we have exported. Okay, see here we have written module.export API utils, right? And here I have called API utils. And we say require and the path of the file. This is how we go outside the folder. Okay, see this file is inside test folder. Okay, see I will show you from basic. This hybrid auth.spec.js is inside test folder. So basically first thing is I need to go in outside the and API utils inside utils folder. So my first task is going outside the test folder. So you have to write two dots to get outside. Okay, now you have got outside. Now you are in the root directory. Okay, in the root directory you can see node modules, package lock.json, package.json, playwright report, playwright.config, test results, test utils. Now in which folder you want to go? You want to go inside utils folder. Okay, and inside utils, which file you want to use? There may be multiple files, right? So which file you want to use? API utils file. All right, this is how we write a path. Okay, is this clear, guys?
Yeah, clear.
So, okay, the first thing we will need is token. All right, what is the first thing we need? We need firstly the token. Okay, what we need? Firstly, we need token. All
Token.
right, so we will initialize token here, let token. Okay, why let, guys? Why let?
Token value gets changes for every session.
Right. That's why let. If I use const here, na, then it would be difficult for me. Okay, see, have we discussed before all method?
No.
No, not discussed.
All right. So what does before all word suggest to you?
Before running any test case, this method need to be executed.
Before all means, let's say there are 10 test cases. So before all means before running any test case out of these 10, you need to run this method. You need to run this method. All right. Is this clear now?
For
Yeah,
every
clear.
test case. For every test case, Nikhil?
No, it won't be run before every test case. It will run once before all of the test cases. Okay.
Okay. Like before class.
Right, before class. And there is another method before each. Okay, that will run before every test case. Okay. Okay, so this is how we write it. Test dot before all. Then we go in the same flow, async, arrow function, and parenthesis. All right. Right now we don't need a browser. Okay, we don't need a browser. We need first thing we need is API context because API request will be hit in this. Okay, whenever our browser will open, first thing we will do is we will hit the API request. Okay, and we are not hitting the API request in the browser. We are hitting API request on the backend, but we need a API context for that. Right, so this is how we create a API context. Okay, this is very similar to new context. So just go through it once and tell me if you guys have any confusions in line number 9. Okay. Say yes or no. Okay. So I get to know that you guys don't have any confusions.
This request is a parameter which is stored in our Playwright config. Nikhil, that is the reason you have used request dot new
Request is
contest.
coming from this path.
Playwright test. Okay.
From where
Okay.
test, expect, and another things comes. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, fine. Yeah.
Now, where this API context would be used, this API context would be used by this API utils class. Am I right? Am I right? This class doesn't need API context. This backend functioning need API context because this class is technically going to call API, right? This class is technically going to call the API, right? Here it's nothing. API utils.js is going to call it. So we will create a new object. What we will do? We will create a new object using API utils class. This is how we create a new object. If you guys have attended lecture 3 backup or lecture 3, you guys know how I have written this. Line number 10. And I want to show you the constructor of this class. See, constructor of this class is API context only. And this dot API context means current API context. Current means the object level. Whatever we are inputting here will be used in the complete function. Okay, so we are inputting API context here. All right, and from where API context is coming? API context is coming from line number 9. Tell me if line number 9 and 10 both are clear now. Quickly, guys, quickly. Say yes or no. I'm waiting, guys. Say no if you don't get it. Say yes if you get it. And don't ask me about line number 10. Line number 10. This has been repeated twice. Okay. Once in the original lecture and once in the backup lecture. All right. So you guys need to attend those lectures if someone is not able to attend these. Understood these. Say yes or no, guys, at least.
It's clear, Nikhil.
What about others?
Yeah, clear.
Yes, clear.
All right. So let's move forward. So someone has asked initially from where login payload is coming. See, from here login payload is coming. We have defined login payload on the front end side because this will be used in actual test case. I will be calling that get token method in this class and will be giving input here only. Okay. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, clear.
We have created object of login payload. Is this clear?
Yeah, clear.
All right. So now I need the token. Okay. So what is token equals to? We, what method will give us token? Get token method will give us token. And where get token method is present? Get token method is present in API utils. So is this technically correct to call API utils dot get token and passing login payload inside it? And this is exactly get token asked for. Login payload. Login payload is the demand of get token. So give me a, tell me yes or no if you understood this line. Quickly, guys, quickly tell me if you understood this line. This is very, very understood.
Yes, clear.
What about others?
It's clear.
Great. So now comes the actual test. So before our test case, this whole panga will run and you will be already logged in. So before your actual test case runs, you will be already logged in because of this. Because of this test dot before all, you will be already logged in. Am I clear? Is this understood? Before we actually come to this, we will be already logged in, right? We haven't,
Yes, right.
we have still, we have just called the APIs. We haven't yet set the token in local storage. That we will be doing in our actual test case. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, Nikhil, why you didn't mention any data type at token line, 17th line?
Can you see line number 4?
Okay.
All right. So we have a method in JavaScript to set the token. Okay, to set the token. All right. That method, we call this method add init script. Okay. We call this method as add init script. Okay. What we want to do, we want to set the parameter that is a value. value against the token. Okay, so this is how we write. We give a arrow method to value. What value would be equal to? Value would be equal to window.local storage, and in the local storage we will set the item. We will call set item method, and what we will be setting here, we will be setting here the token we got from this method. We already have token, right? We already have token. From this method we will be setting the token, we token value as the token. Okay, so tell me if this is clear. You guys just can just cram it. Okay, you need not to dive into very much technical into this. So this is the init script method. This is how we write it and set the token in our local storage. Okay, this token needs to be set in our local storage. If this token is sitting in the local storage, then only you will be logged in. If you are not, if you are not if the token is not sitting in the local storage, I mean, then you won't be logged in. All right, let me show you local storage if I can show you guys. I guess inside application, and mm, there must be something like local storage. Here it is. Okay, expand it. You see, there will be something, and you see there the exact token is sitting here. See, it starts from E and it ends at somewhere. Okay. So it ends at C. Okay, I will show you in the network tab. See the response. The token starts with E and ends with C. All right. So this is the same token sitting in the local storage. So that's why I am logged in my current browser. Okay. So is this clear, guys? Is the local storage concept clear?
Yes.
What about others?
Value refers to window.local
Value
storage.
value refers to value. What will be the value sitting here? Okay, see, I will show you again. See, token, and against token we need to have a value. Okay, so initially this value, we will consider this value as blank, and then we will be setting it with the token that we received from the response. Okay,
Okay.
all right, clear.
Get clear.
So now we will call this base URL. Oh, sorry, I mean the main URL of the page, and you will see that you are already logged in. Okay, see, if I am already logged in, this is actually the URL of login page. If I am already logged in, then this will redirect me to the login page only. Sorry, home page of the screen, not login page. Okay, see, I am already logged in. Okay, I am already logged in. All right. Now I will hit this. It will not redirect me to the login page. It will redirect me to the main page. Okay. All right, guys. So
Yes.
since we are already logged in, sign out button should be visible, right? This is the locator of sign out. I hope no one is having any confusions. All right. So let me show you sign in button, sign out button. So the sign out button should be visible if you are logged in, right? And then I have added optional check that these products are visible using card body. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if these 4 lines are clear to you. Okay, say yes or no if these 4 lines are clear to you.
Clear.
Okay, I am hoping that it's clear to everyone. So let's run this once. Do you guys want me to run it in debugger mode and show you step by step what is happening? Or do you guys want me to run it all together? Let's run it all together once, and then we will run it, go through step by step. All right. I'm doing this. All right. See, it will take very less time. Once it start, it will end within 2-3 seconds. See, you are already logged in. It skipped the login screen, right? Now, if I will run it again, see, you are already logged in, right? Now let's see it step by step in the debugger. Okay. See, all right. So, see, it will skip the login page. It will not show you the login page. See, the URL is of only login page, but it won't take you to the login page. Okay. See, you are directly logged in. See, and it is directly checking if sign out is present or not. So isn't this amazing, guys? It's saving our 5 to 7 seconds, right, on one screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
This is amazing, right? So from technically from here, we have started our framework part. This is part of these things. Separation of concerns is one of the part. Calling through API, making your test cases stable. Okay, making your test cases stable and less flaky is also a part of your framework journey. Okay, so from here we have started the framework journey, and this course is going to take 5 to 6 more lectures, and then we will wrap up this course. Okay, so we will be in next 6 lectures would be most important lectures of this course, because we will be technically doing framework part. So I suggest you not to skip these. Okay, in the live lectures. All right. Okay, guys. So, and I will suggest you to do these things more around it. Okay, see, I have explained a mini project in this class. You can expand this project to more levels. You can add more test cases in this. And then as soon as we cover more things, you can improvise these things into your own projects, right? So it would help you. Okay. All right. So we have covered the coding part. Request dot new context should be clear to you. Test dot before all is clear to you. Page dot add in a script we did. Okay. Why did we separately write API utils? Because of separation of concerns. Okay. Separation of concern principle. All right. You can give the reading to these things. Okay. These are simple interview questions, but important interview questions. So you guys can definitely give it a reading. Okay. And this is the assignment from for today's lecture. All right, guys. So thank you for attending today's lecture. It was great teaching you guys. So have a peaceful night. And I hope you guys are doing your assignments as well. Okay. So your assignments would be checked very soon. A second round of checking would be starting very soon, probably within the next week. All right. Okay, guys. So bye bye. Have a great Sunday tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.